The thrift gods came through: camis, low-rise slacks, crochet shrugs, shoulder bags, mini scarves. This is fashion, folks. This isn't rocket science. Hi everyone, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about spring summer pieces that you can incorporate into your spring summer wardrobe for this upcoming year, but more specifically some pieces that I've thrifted and a bit of inspiration with that from Pinterest that help evoke that vision I have for the pieces and how I'm going to wear it and style it, and just hopefully give you inspiration, motivation, or some ideas for spring summer 2026. It is actually January 1st. Happy New Year. I'm still drinking out of a Christmas mug. I've got a Christmas tree, but it's a beautiful sunny day in Ireland, which actually is, you know, like not the norm. So I'm really excited to be thinking about and starting to plan for some of those like warmer, sunnier days. Although again, we don't really get them here in Ireland. I say dress for the weather you want, not the weather you have. And I am going to be planning all my little outfits for the Mediterranean, for holiday, and just, you know, everyday life here in Dublin. If you're anything like me and you're a bit of a Pinterest girly, we are planning things 3 to 6 months in advance. So like I said, it's January, but that doesn't mean we can't start shopping, thrifting, or just curating ideas for what we want to wear and how we want to elevate or update, refresh our wardrobes for this new year. I love Pinterest. Fun fact, I actually used to work at Pinterest, so I know the platform inside and out. I still use it personally all the time. I truly believe it is such a great tool to visualize and ultimately sort of manifest the person you want to be or the life you want to live, down to the things you wear, what you eat, what you do, your projects, your ideas, quotes, anything. Every year I do a spring, summer, and then a fall, winter for my fashion looks. You can see I've already started that for spring summer 2026. It's never too early. Usually I just throw them all into a big board with zero organization. I like it to feel a bit more free flow and not super overthought or curated. Just really any pins that I'm seeing that I like, throw it into my fashion board. But this year, and for the pieces that I've started thrifting, I have built some of these like sub boards. I forget what they're called, for the different things. And so that includes camis, low-rise slacks, tank tops, souvenir shirts, crochet shrugs, shoulder bags, skinny scarves. I've kind of just named them things. They're not really formal or technical in any way. This is fashion, folks. This isn't rocket science. If you want to check out my Pinterest or just get a bit of inspiration that way, you can check me out at Olivia Mazzaros. I'll have it linked down below. I do really recommend this to start getting in the habit of also doing that for yourself. Generally speaking, I think a lot of the things that I'm starting to look for when I thrift or just wear naturally, and unsurprisingly, is that early 2000s aesthetic. This isn't new news. We've been tapping back into pieces from the early 2000s, late 90s. It's a little bit hard for me to accept because that was when I was like a kid. Sometimes I feel like if I had just kept my wardrobe from middle school, I actually would have so many cute little pieces, but I didn't. So we're starting fresh in adulthood. I personally love a lot of these pieces from that period because they actually are kind of basic but fun, model off duty-esque, effortless but cool girl. That's the theme you'll find throughout. I did struggle to find some Pinterest photos for some of these pieces, so I don't know if that means I'm like way ahead of the curve or I'm just completely missing the mark, but I guess time will tell. The first is basic, but in a good way. It is camis. I'm really excited to start re-wearing camis. Again, something I totally wore when I was like a preteen. And it's a basic item, quite literally. It's a basic item in your wardrobe, but also a very simple piece. I'm talking the original like thin strap, built-in bra cami that you could just layer. And actually that's what I did quite a bit, was layer 2 camis on top of each other. So you had this like two-toned look with your camis. So none of that monochromatic BS that we've been, you know, obsessed with as of late. When I was looking at photos for this, a lot of the imagery that I was seeing on Pinterest was Bella Hadid, our queen. She loves a camisole, she loves a cami. I went on a date with a guy yesterday who didn't know who Bella Hadid was. First of all, suspicious. Second of all, I was like, I don't know if this is a green flag or a red flag. So vote in the comments down below what you think. I'm not really sure what to think of that one. The piece I found most recently at the Salvation Army was this gorgeous baby blue, light blue cami. Super basic, just the thin adjustable straps, the layered built-in bra, so you can even wear it without a bra if you want. And I think too, that's when the layering is nice because it gives you sort of a structure and makes you feel quite comfortable. It's functional, it's cute, it's easy, it's simple. She's a little bit wrinkly because I have already put her to good use. But the crazy thing is this was like $2. This would be really cute to layer up with 2 different colors, or wear with maybe some like linen light white pants in the summertime. A nice pair of capris, almost like a cargo style. Now that is not really my style right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that also comes back for me in the next few years. I also think this can look really cute with a pair of low-rise slacks, which is a great segue into our next piece. And maybe one of the things that I'm wearing the most and really loving and enjoying. I know low rise is a bit controversial. People are kind of like, oh, I don't know about low rise, but it doesn't need to be like low rise. It's just moving away from that like high rise pant silhouette that we've been wearing a lot over the last few years. When I'm looking for these pieces in the thrift store, I'm looking again for slacks, lower rise, wider waistband. You'll often find they have those hook and bar closures, so you get this really like clean, minimal, and flat front of the pant. Slightly flared silhouette, somewhat slouchy but fitted, and I find this super, super flattering. What I found is that those brands like The Limited and Taylor, Loft, Banana Republic, J. Crew, Express, all were having the style of pants some years back. You can easily find a ton of them in the thrift store. I have like 4 amazing pairs that I've thrifted recently, but as well in the past year. The vibe is office, but we're not always wearing this in the office. What makes wearing slacks fun is it really elevates a look, but you can wear it in places or with other pieces that feel more unique or out of context. So let me give you a little example. This pair here is a really nice pair that I've just found, again, for like $5. It was either Goodwill, Salvation Army, I don't remember. A black pair of slacks from Ann Taylor. Very just like sleek, minimal element to the pants themselves. The front, that hook and bar closure that I was talking about, that makes it really flat, wide band, and very sleek, just back pockets. And you can imagine it hits you at mid-drift, which is quite nice to pair with shirts. You can see a little bit of your tummy, but not too much, or even wear a longer shirt that goes over, whatever you feel comfortable with. I also got this pair recently from, this is The Limited, and these are like a dark navy blue. And this last pair here is also The Limited. Some fun detailing on it. I did have to do like not alterations, but you know, we needed to fix some things. A DIY button. I don't really mind because these are what, like $10, and if we can repurpose them and reuse them, amazing. Button detail here, pinstripe look to the fabric. And apologies because the sun is really coming in now. I like jinxed myself. It's super sunny in Dublin today. Next on the list are shrugs or front tie sweaters. So actually what I'm wearing today is a sweater that I also thrifted. She is this, I don't know, crochet, but maybe not crochet material. Flowy and open, but then you can do a tie in the front, which is super cute. I'm literally trying to crouch down from the sun. Okay, and so for these pieces, what I'm looking for is crochet material or even a knit. Like, just because it's spring summer doesn't mean that we can't wear some type of knit as well. I think if it's cropped, it's airy and a nice transitional piece into the warmer months. I'm envisioning wearing this at the beach over a bathing suit, maybe as like a swimsuit cover-up, bohemian vibe when you pair this. And that was the first thing I thought when I found this, was immediately over a bikini. How cute would that be on the beach? And even with a little sarong, really adorable. It's also a nice way to dress up your athletic wear. So if you're going to a yoga class, a Pilates class, or even just for a walk outside, throwing something like this on over, you know, a sports bra with some yoga pants, literally what I'm wearing, is really comfy. Another shrug, I'm dropping things. This one here from Free People. So this was maybe $7. I think pairing this with a tube top or as I mentioned, a bikini, a bandeau, because the sheer element of it also adds a bit of that dimension. And you know, you can have colors pop through, you can have textures pop through, you can pair it with fun jewelry because it typically has a bit of this open neckline. The world is your oyster, okay? The world's your oyster. Next, we have what I'm calling souvenir t-shirts, souvenir shirts. I really just made this up. I don't know how to name this style. It's not really a style. It's quite literally just fun, almost tacky t-shirts that you might get if you're on a holiday somewhere, or more printed t-shirts, but maybe with a city or a place you visited. The reason, I guess, for me this popped up was because I found and thrifted this t-shirt here, which is Saint Martin souvenir shirt t-shirt, and this really lovely pink color. And it has, you can see the embroidery here with Saint Martin. Now, have I ever been there? No. But do I own a shirt? Am I gonna wear a shirt as if I've been there? Yes. This style, this item is fun because if you had visited a place, it is a fun way to keep that memory and incorporate it into your fashion. But even if you haven't, it's just like a funky element to a outfit. I actually have one of those I Love New York t-shirts. I used to live in New York and I still do love New York, but sometimes I'll wear that with a funky blazer, kind of, again, that context mismatch that I love with styling pieces together. Could be something a little bit more just generally like beachy, or a fun print that adds some different variety as compared to just like a simple plain basic. The next piece is not really anything in specific, but the idea of simple white pieces with texture, very airy, very flowy, something you might wear, for example, out to a flea market. You can have your little wicker basket moment, pair with maybe some lacy shorts, pair with a white pair of jeans, throw over a bathing suit, something simple that has lace embroidery. It could even be completely just blank linen, cotton, whatever. Effortless, flowy, elegant, ethereal, any of the things that you want to be. Angelic, perhaps? That's what I want to be. I recently found this tank top for like $3-4. Great piece to add. It is a Jones New York Sport. It's an XL, so it is a little bit oversized on me. And what I loved about it is it is a bit longer, so I could throw it over a bikini, or maybe with a long white maxi skirt and have this like a dress-like effect. I also could see myself tucking it into some linen pants, some baggy white jeans, and I love this texture to it. It's simple, it's subtle, but it just adds that dimension to the shirt itself. With this, I'm thinking Mediterranean summer, when you have a nice tan and you just feel really gorgina in the summertime on holiday. That's the vibe I'm going for with this one. I also love wearing white pieces because I feel like it gives you that canvas to add pops of color in other ways. So maybe it's via accessories. I love this look, for example, where it's a red bag and red shoes, and that really allows the accessories to pop, and the look overall is still really interesting and unique, but you've got a nice fresh canvas, and then you give your jewelry or your bags or your shoes a moment to shine. Next, onto accessories, and one of my like treasure trove finds from my most recent thrifting is a handbag. If you get lucky to find a good handbag, like that's like, at that point I'm like, the thrift gods came through. I don't need to find any more gems for the rest of the thrift excursion. And I do believe I have the gift for the thrift, but this was really, really lucky. I spent like an hour in the Salvation Army. I did not see this, and then it just popped up out of nowhere. It is a Coach handbag, this fabric-esque multi-tone front, has suede corner details, and then a leather hand strap, gold hardware, and the classic Coach little tag here. I called this last year because I started seeing a lot of the vintage shops bring Coach in. Coach is having a moment, Coach is back, get your Coach bags. This was $10. I'm almost wondering if it's a counterfeit, but either way, I don't care. It's $10 and it looks cute, it looks nice quality. Unclear. Places like Depop, Vestiaire Collective, vintage shops, they're all selling pre-loved Coach for 100 plus, sometimes 200 plus. And so if you can snag one of these at a thrift store, you've really found a great piece for great value. Super cute, it's structured, but like a nice over-the-shoulder handbag that you can throw stuff into. We've seen a lot of those early 2000s handbags, Fendi, Prada, who else, Gucci, whatever, come back. Shoulder bag, a little cute baguette bag, some more maximalist styles with sequins and dazzled, and I'm really loving it. I'm loving pairing these more maximalist or multi-toned, multi-textured bags with outfits. Even more recently, I saw a DNKY bag on my Vestiaire Collective feed and I loved it. And I was like, 5-10 years ago, I would have never thought about buying a DNKY bag, but it was just so cute, so chic, and I'm living for these pre-loved bags coming back. Also, similar to what I was saying earlier, if you can get a bag in like a fun, interesting color you wouldn't normally wear, and especially because like oftentimes if I'm gonna buy a handbag, I want it to be something I know I can wear with a lot of different outfits. But when you thrift one, because it is typically a little bit cheaper, you might feel a bit more willing to take on like a bold, funky color. I'm loving sage greens, or maybe like a funky, fun purple. Like anything out of your fashion comfort zone that you can find at the thrift store really allows you to start experimenting again with those different things you wouldn't normally wear that aren't necessarily in your like fashion comfort zone. Okay, we're at the point in this video where I'm quite literally blinded, but we are on the final piece, the final item that I found and I'm loving for this coming spring summer, and that is a skinny scarf. I feel like I have seen this popping up more, especially a lot of the girls that have been wearing dresses at weddings with a neck element to it. I'm not describing that well, but you know what I'm talking about because it was a huge trend this past year for formal wear. These skinnier scarves are definitely a thing of the late 90s, early 2000s, but excited to see it come back. I personally like to wear things on my neck in the spring, summer where I can layer this on. It's really fun for me. So let's give this. It's getting warm in here. It's getting warm. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, something like this. I love the style where you wrap it around and have the two ends coming down the front. I love this look with a tube top, or yeah, a tube top, frankly, and you have your shoulders, your collarbones exposed, and it's really elegant, really feminine, but still sophisticated, and such a great look. This with a tank top, a tube top, or even then pairing, say, like a camis, so that blue camis, and a little blazer over it. Blazer camis scarf. So cute, perfect for the office, perfect for brunch, perfect for a weekend, perfect for a nice dinner out. Like, it is truly just one of my favorite outfits. And that concludes my thrift haul, at least as of late. Truly believe that the pieces that I find in the thrift stores, the charity shops, vintage shops are by far always the most interesting pieces that really jazz up my wardrobe. They're always a bit more eclectic. I always mix and match them way more differently than I would with any other piece that I just buy in the store off the shelf. So I'm a big thrifter. I love thrifting, and I hope this gives you inspiration to go out and find these pieces or similar pieces for yourself this spring, summer. Don't forget to make a Pinterest board. That's my humble advice for your new year. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on what you're wearing for this upcoming season. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. I'm actually headed out to brunch with some friends, and I realized that the outfit that I'm wearing is 100% thrifted, which is quite literally like my favorite achievement when I get an outfit where most of it has come from pieces that I found secondhand. And so I'm going to quickly show you. We've got the skinny scarf look going on, the slacks that I mentioned, this blazer, which I also thrifted last year at a little shop in Paris, and then my couch bag, along with this ring that I found, I think, at a flea market in Paris. So almost the entire outfit, aside from the Gucci loafers, which unfortunately are not a thrifted piece, has come from the thrift.